Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the NWOET Tech Time series, the NWOET Know It Now video blog, or we've been calling it the vlog. We do have a resource page that has all this information on it. You can see that URL on your video right now. And also, we are including this in our YouTube channel. The Know It Now, the Tech Time with NWOET. If you just search Tech Time NWOET in YouTube, it will come up for you. Today, our topic is going to be technology integration. It's the third part in this four-part series, technology integration. What do you need to know? The first week was it worth it? The second week was, do I even know enough? And then what do you need to know is this week. And then next week, we'll be talking about, do you have time? All right. So I've kind of broken this into 3 or 4 sections of how I view it, what teachers need to know, because, being out in districts, a lot of times the teachers are afraid to use it. They're afraid that the students are going to know more than they do. And I think we can set them at ease just telling them, if you just know how to communicate using technology, whether it's email or an electronic calendar, a Google Calendar of some sort, if you know how to communicate to your parents, your students, and your fellow teachers and administration, then I think that's a main thing to do. The second thing is to use productivity tools that are out there. For instance, districts will require you to post your assignments for students or post your lesson plans to make them electronic, as opposed to when I first started teaching. I had a lesson plan book and wrote them in those little squares, and then you turned it in weekly or on Friday, and then you got it back on Monday, or vice versa. Yeah, so I mean, you need to do that stuff online now. And then the last thing that I was thinking that teachers need to know is that resources are out there for you. You have online resources, you have links, you have tools, you have apps, you have extensions, but then you also have these physical aspects of what you need to know. Is you need to know that there's people surrounding you that can support you, like someone like NWOET. Ed tech agencies are all throughout the state of Ohio. You have integration specialists within your district. You have the teacher next to you might know a little bit more about technology. So you need to know that those support systems surround you and that they have your back. So those are my 3 things that I think a teacher should know to be able to integrate technology and be willing to know. And the navigation of those is really simple. And if you don't think it's simple, which is fine, if you don't think it's simple, then you have these support systems like NWOET to help you navigate those, to make your life more productive, to communicate more effectively, and find those resources that are going to enhance your lessons.
You're right, Tanya. I could not agree more with the selections and recommendations you're making there. And so I have some things that I would like to share. I have a top 10 list, but I'm just going to share the top 4 because I think these are really, really important. And number 1, and you mentioned this, is a homework posting tool. You need to decide, as a building, preferably a district, but at least as a building, how are you going to post homework assignments? We know this works. Of all the things in technology, we are seeing research emerging and tons of observational and just practical evidence. When students have their homework assignments available online, they are more likely to complete the work, whether they're at home, in the classroom. If we do have to go back to remote learning, I certainly hope not, having those assignments posted online is the glue that uses technology to bring everything together, from different classes, different grades, and to the family, so that all of their students, the parents know, my students know where to go to get information on what they're supposed to be doing tonight, tomorrow, this week. Homework posting tool, really, really critical. Number 2, and most of the districts that I'm working with, that NWT works with, have not done this yet, and that is to really develop your student-parent communication strategy through the use of technology. We know most of the ways that we're communicating with parents are working okay, but not well. You know, using Facebook, using email communications, using flyers home, all of the different things that we're doing in most districts to communicate with our parents are not using the communication tools that most parents say they use the most. And that communication tool is texting. Parents tell us that is what I use to communicate. When I need a one-to-one communication, when I need to know whether something's happening, that I rely on texting. Yeah, Facebook and these other social media is a piece of that, but the glue is that texting. And most districts that I work with have not really embraced texting as a key to the communication with their parents. And it works. And it's the way parents and students want to receive information. So what I would encourage you to do, see how you can use your email to text me, pretend I'm a parent, and using your district email, please send me a text message from your email. So in the subject of your email, your regular Google or Microsoft, whatever you use in your district, to email, type in and the address to, you're going to go 419-260-2147 at vtext.com. And your email will come to me as a text message. So you've got all the safety and security and tools that you have to group people together. Everything that you have available to your email can be used to send text messages to your parents. Keep them short. And I will reply to you. If you text 419-260-2147, I will reply to you using my cell phone, and you're going to get my reply as an email. We need to work as districts, as teachers, with how we communicate using our parents and students, using the tools that they use every day in real life. And texting is part of that. My last two things, live video instruction. I hope we stay face-to-face 100% in the classroom, but live video instruction that you record so students can review later is an important piece. And whether we're 100% face-to-face all of the time, or if we're forced to go back to remote learning for a while, those recording your short live video messages are an incredible tool. And last, online assessments. Make sure you have a plan and know what tools you're going to use for online assessments. You don't need a dozen of them. Pick one or two tools. If you're not already assessing your students online, for self-checks, especially short, low-value quizzes, we can help you. Pick one or two online assessment tools like Google's Quizmaker, Forms, Seahawk, Kahoot, Padlet. There's a lot of other tools out there. Pick one or two of these and start assessing your students short cycle, what 3 points did I cover today? Some teachers use these as exit tickets. There's a lot of different effective ways, but assessment. So homework posting tool, communicate with parents and students in the way they prefer to be communicated with, just texting, live video instruction that you record so it can be reviewed later, and your online assessment tools. Those are the four that I say you really need these in your tech tools tool chest. And learning will improve, and the workload on the teacher will come down a little bit.
Okay, you guys have not given me much to talk about, because those are all the things that I would probably do.
Judy, we said the perfect list here. Yeah.
Well, the student-parent communication. I mean, I think communicating with parents in this new age we're in is, of all the things you talked about, is the most important. Keeping the parents up to date, because they feel left out. They need to know how to use the same tools the students are expected to use so they can give aid, especially to the lower grades. The parents need to know the links the students are being given so that they can help the students with whatever it is, whether it's remote, blended, or face-to-face. When the students come home and are doing their homework, the parents feel more needed if they know what they're doing. So I think that's what teachers need to know. They need to know to involve the parents more.
Yeah, one of the most effective feel good when I was done with it kind of workshops that I've ever participated in is some that we did for parents. Some of them we did, before basketball or volleyball games, where we invited the parent to come in with or without their child, but bring the child's device, and we would show the parent how to use, how the parent would learn how to get to the homework tool, how to use Padlet or Kahoot or Seesaw, whatever it was the students were going to be using, and actually sat the parents down and had them an opportunity to go through the login and viewing and using the tool. And just almost every parent that participated in that ranked that as a very, very worthwhile time. We tried to do it an hour or so, hitting just 2 or at the most 3 tools. And so that's something for you to consider is, what is your district doing? Exactly what you said, Judy. What is your district doing to provide parents that opportunity to learn to use the same tools that we're asking their students to use? And not every parent will participate, but many will. You'll be surprised how many might come to that learn to use, Google Classroom, learn to use Seesaw, Kahoot, whatever it is. Great suggestion.
Yeah. Definitely. Open houses at the beginning of the year are great, but that should just be a start. There should be regular invitations for parents to be a part, and we have to make them whenever the parents can be there. Do a survey and find out, if you got people that need during the day instruct, we've got to plan those kind of things to fit those in.
Yeah, right now we're creating a resource page for the parents at this district. We already have some requests like, how does my student log in to Google at home? What if they don't have their Chromebook? What if they're doing it on our home computer? And so we're breaking it up into really small clips and saying, this is how you get to Google Classroom, and this is where you log into Google, and this is, how do you join a class? And we're making sure that everybody knows it. And I like the idea of, even if it's just miniature communication with the parent, it makes you feel more invested in their education. And I have the perspective of 2 different districts where my kids are going to, and the one really, really makes me feel like I'm a part of this and that we're a team, and they're always sending me weekly communication, or they send us Seesaw messages all the time, and here's a picture of your child doing this, and it just makes you feel like they're involving you, and even if you don't want to be involved, at least they're showing you that there's stuff going on, and it makes me feel more confident in their education because they want me to be involved. So I think that's important too, that you're communicating because you want them to know it's not a secret what's going on there, and you're just kind of keeping them involved, which is super awesome.
Really cool. And so what do you need to know? There's a million things, probably literally, that you can learn, but there are some things that are pretty quick to learn. I think everything we've talked about today, you can get started in 1 hour or less. It doesn't require tons of tech skill. It doesn't require a lot of your time, just an hour or so, and you begin using the tools that are going to help you, your students, and your parents improve instruction. It is a great opportunity. And as we know, as technology becomes more available, as Ohio fully implements its plan for every student to have a device, the goal we're shooting for fall of 2022, that every student will have a device and every home will have home internet. Might take a little bit longer than that, but as we move towards that you take advantage of technology that now will be available in every household. It's a great time for education.
It is. And remember, it doesn't, we're going to talk about the time aspect next week. But basically you need to have the patience and the willingness to move forward in some direction, and know that you have NWOET here to help you. Our contact information is going to be at the end of this video. Also the resources that are connected to Roger's research. I'm going to put where put my links where my mouth is. So we'll have that on the bit.ly that you see on there right now on the screen. But know that you do have a friend in technology, that you shouldn't be struggling more than 5 minutes with anything. And if all of a sudden your administration says that you need to post your assignments and you don't know how to do it, you need to create a electronic calendar and you don't know how to do it, you don't know how to use your emailing system or the lesson plan electronic digital system, then know that you have some support system around that you can email or reach out to. We have so many ways that you can learn through NWOET Know It Now, NWOET Know It Live, Tech Time on our YouTube channel. And then just via email, just email all of us. Like I said, all of our contact information is going to be at the end of this video. And we usually answer you within 24 to 48 hours with an answer to your request. So, but I'm really glad you guys got to join me today. Great information. I'll see you next week when we talk about technology integration. Do we have time? We'll bring those wonderful ideas to you then. Thanks a lot, Roger, Judy, and that's it. We'll see you next week.